Hello, good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back. I am so happy to have you joining me again today. If you didn't see my last week's presentation on overwhelm, we're going to put the links in below so that you can click on them and take some time to watch them. And then I will be back here next week for another presentation for you. On a reminder about overwhelm, I was just talking with an associate, and we are in a big growth period. The entire world is in growth, and entrepreneurs who are really up to having a business that delivers on its promise of financial freedom, you have to be doing something about it, and they know it. So I wanted to talk to you today about the 4 secrets of making more money. Really, if you don't know what the rules are, you do need to know them. So I'm hoping you will listen up today. Successful businesses know them and they use them. And yes, Virginia, GoDaddy knows something that you don't, and I'm going to spill the beans today on what that is. So let's get started. Time is short. I want to make the best use of your time today. So let's talk about the 3 rules that successful businesses do and implement into their businesses at the start. So the first one is value over cost. Value means that people pay more money for something that is useful to them. And so when a business owner is looking at that part of their business, they make sure that they are having a value-based conversation for their customers. So if you are a business where your value is your best very possible price, then your business is going to be based on the cost. But people pay more for things of value. And why spend your time trying to sell the cheapest item when you can absolutely sell the most valuable item? The other rule is revenue before expenses. What does that mean? Well, traditionally, what entrepreneurs are taught is to pay attention to the money that they're spending. Those are your expenses for your business. But there's a big mistake there. Successful businesses know that when they pay attention to their revenue, that things begin to shift. There was a Harvard Business Review survey done by a couple of gentlemen, it's been probably 8-9 years ago now. And they surveyed 500 successful businesses. And their definition for that is that they'd been in business for 5 or more years, and that they were profitable. And what they found is that they were paying attention to these first 2 rules: value before cost and revenue before expenses. So where they spent their time for their business was in what was going on in sales. That was where they spent their focus and their resources. So one of the things that I discovered when I first started my business, I'm an entrepreneur who pursues, excellence, and I'm guided by the highest standards of service to my customers. But I soon discovered early on that I was going to need to have a profitable business. And so I began researching what it was that actually took to make a profitable business. So these were 2 of the features: value before cost, revenue before expenses. These are both money paradigms. You will do them every single day within your business. I discovered there was a 6th money paradigm. It is something that is not being talked about with enough frequency or with enough importance. And this is customer care. Customer care is something that goes beyond customer service. I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like. For those of you who don't know me, I happen to be a Star Trek fan. I was actually married on the bridge of the Enterprise. I had a Klingon and a Borg in attendance as witnesses. But one of my favorite characters from the Star Trek series are the Ferengis. And I love their rules of acquisition. They can be a little over the top, but their rule number 57 is something that's useful for you. It's good customers are as rare as latinum. Treasure them. Most of your business will come from repeat customers and or their referrals. It's so, so important. And this requires you to really understand what it is that they are coming to you for and what they expect. So I wanted to tell you a story about a little local hardware store. They're very close to me, and they're very easy for me to just pop over and get some things that I might need for the house. But a number of years ago, one of those big box stores went in within about 20 miles of them. And they continued to thrive. Why? Because they nailed their customer care. Everybody in town knows them and goes to them because they know that no matter what it is that they need, someone will be there to help them. And this comes from the highest part of management. Management, it trickles down to their hiring, to their employee training, everything. So again, customer care is critical and is the sixth money paradigm for you. Another thing I'd like to talk to you about today is the number one element that I find is regularly missing for entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs that are successful have this piece nailed. People who are still in those early stages of their business or reinventing their business, but maybe you've been doing business 3 to 5 years now, they don't have this nailed for themselves. They don't feel this yet. And if you do not understand this element for your business, when things get hard, and I'm going to guarantee they're going to get hard, I'm going to guarantee that in growth, you're going to hit overwhelm. So what I'd like you to know and really take to heart is that it is a disservice for you to not sell your services or your product. Frankly, most of the business owners that I know really are delivering products and services of high value. They have this high level of integrity, and they would never, ever sell anything to anybody that wasn't useful. So remember, when you're thinking about what it is that you're doing, your why, what is your why in your business, is that you have something of value to offer. Again, value over cost, folks. And it is a disservice for you to not do it. So when it comes time to making that sale, I find that a lot of business owners become fearful about making that sale. Why would you hold back? So I really want you to think about what it is that you're doing and then you're selling, why you're doing it, and remind yourself that you have something valuable to share with others. And so don't withhold. Be sure that you know that it's a disservice to not make that sale. Okay? Now, I'd like to talk to you about what GoDaddy knows that you don't. This was something that I tripped over probably about 9 years ago, 8 years ago. Very, very interesting. There are 4 revenue strategies. That means there are 4 ways that businesses make money. The first revenue strategy doesn't work. Give it up. The first revenue strategy is the employee revenue strategy. This is where someone else tells you how much you will charge for your services, okay? How much they will pay you to provide your service or your product. That doesn't work. But if you don't understand the value of what you bring to the table, you might find that you have fallen into this trap of letting other people dictate to you how much to charge. And so you do want to be balanced within the basic rate that people pay. But if you're offering something of really great value, they will pay more. Another revenue strategy is called lateral. And many businesses begin their businesses as in a lateral revenue strategy. Basically, they provide a service. It's provided for a fixed price. It might be by the hour. And so they make their money by basically charging for a single product or for by the hour. It works really well, but it does eventually cap out where you can't charge more, you can't provide more product, you can't provide more services. So what is it that GoDaddy knows? GoDaddy knows that the primary, most functional kind of revenue strategy is called spiral. This is an amazing strategy and easily drives 7 figures. For some of you, that might feel really scary, but in the beginning, it certainly won't drive 7 figures, but it has the capacity to do that. Lateral is much harder to pull that off. So what is a spiral revenue strategy? So I'd like you to think about GoDaddy as a model. So I can go to GoDaddy, and I did, and I bought a URL for my business at a very affordable price. It was something that I desired, it was something I wanted, it was something that I needed. Very important points. I desired it, I wanted it, I needed it. And it was a really good price. Now, I took the time to get set up with them, get an account set up the payment systems. I did all of that because I desired, wanted, and needed what they had to offer. But then I discovered that I needed an email hosting site. I needed other products. I needed other services. And guess who I went to? I went to GoDaddy. Their customer care was good. Their prices were great. And I was already set up and comfortable with them. I trusted them. And one of the critical pieces that we need to know is that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. I think all of you have heard this. Know, like, and trust. And so GoDaddy says, you know what? I have this great product for you. It's very affordable. I know that you need it. So come on over and let's get you signed up and set up. And then, oh, by the way, did you know I have other products and services available for you? And they're also at a good price. Let me tell you about them. So nearly every business I have ever known has had the opportunity to implement a spiral revenue strategy. They're easy to do. They take design. You have to think about them, but you can implement them fairly easily. So look at your business from this perspective. What else can I offer my customers? What else would they buy from me? This is a really powerful revenue strategy. Now, the fourth model of revenue is called funnel. GoDaddy also does this. The funnel is a subscription base and means that it's an ongoing purchase price to existing customers. For this one to work, this is where customer care is critical because they have to continue to get value from the product that they're paying for every single month. The price point needs to be in a good place for them. But if you don't do a good job with your product, your service, or your customer care, they will eventually find someplace else to go. They will jump ship. So these are the primary revenue strategies I want you to look at for your business. I want you to look at the spiral. What else can I sell my customers? What else would they want from me? And if you don't know, ask them. Ask your customers, how else can I help you? Okay. And then the funnel is a little more advanced, but you can look at that also. Those are subscription type based models. Okay. And I promised to give you the number one daily activity that is going to be the biggest factor in having a successful business. It's doing something every single day that is revenue relevant. Revenue relevant. This means I need to be paying attention to my revenue as a first and foremost priority of my daily activities. Now, revenue relevant can be when you're providing your goods and your services. If it's product, you can be packing them up and getting them in the mail. That's a revenue relevant activity. If it's providing services, whether it's bookkeeping or house cleaning or marketing services, that you're doing those services, you're providing those services for your customers. But there are other revenue relevant activities. If you find that your day isn't packed with delivering your services, then do something like customer care. That's revenue relevant. If you're behind on sending out invoices, send those bad boys out, because that's revenue relevant. If you haven't followed up on your accounts receivable, if you have invoices out there that people haven't paid, then make some phone calls. But I have a program called the 20-Minute CFO. And the reason that that program has that name is because you could spend 20 minutes a day doing something that is revenue relevant, that is not providing goods and services, that would have a huge impact on the momentum that your business needs to thrive. And what do I mean by thrive? Thrive is having a business where you're not having to worry about the money that you're making, that you have figured out how to get that revenue moving along with a consistent breath of life into it that you're providing. So in summary, I want to remind you that there are 3 rules for every successful business that are part of the 4 secrets of making more money. The 3 rules are value before cost, revenue before expenses, customer care. Then know the value of what you do and why you do it, and have that taken to heart. And then design a business model, either a spiral or a funnel. And this is something that I can help you with, by the way. This is an area of genius for me, is designing revenue strategies that work for your business. These strategies work for every business, but sometimes we get kind of a brain fog and we're not sure what would work for us. So this is an area of genius for me. So I really encourage you to follow me. And one of the ways you can do that is to join my Facebook group. It's Business Beyond the Shoebox, because we're going to stop playing small. We're going to actually start having a business that goes from survive, which is not having enough money, to thrive, where, we can have the kind of money, we can have the lifestyle that we've always wanted by putting in place revenue strategies that work. Just because GoDaddy knows this, I've spilled the beans, you know that you can build a spiral revenue strategy for your business. So be sure and go ahead and follow the link and go ahead and join my Facebook group where we can work on this together. And then I have one more thing for you today before I sign off, and that is I have an ebook on growth strategies. I put it together from some of my very best 10 tips on how you can grow your business, and it's yours for free. All you have to do is comment below and say, I need this. This book includes my top tips and one more thing. It includes how I tripled my business in the income in my 2nd year in business. It blew me away at how simple this approach was and how well it worked. So go ahead and say, I need this below, and we will make sure that you get my ebook on growth strategies for your small business. I want to thank you for your time today. I really enjoy doing these. I was surprised at how fun they are for me to do, and I hope that you're enjoying them. I do invite you to Join my Facebook group where you will hear about my upcoming live events for you, where I'm always providing valuable content. I pride myself on having learned this stuff over the last 10 years and have synthesized it in something usable, quick to access for your business. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for your time.